Shalom Aleichem, everyone, and welcome back to Hachzeg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 254. We will conclude the chapter of the letter Hey, and this will be the final in the initial learning of the Pele Yoetz until we begin the new cycle, which I believe begins tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem. And this last chapter is called Hashva, a very beautiful way to end off, fitting in. Rabbi Chazal teach us in Shmos Rabbah, when you go to a place, Ezil ben Yemusa, you should go in its ways. Wherever you are going, you should follow the Hanhaga, the way, of that place. People say, this is a statement that people like to make, wherever it is that you're going, that which you see taking place over there, that's what you should do yourself. Act like the people in that place. Rabbi Chazal teach us, don't change things around. Don't be very different than other people because of the machlekes, the argument and contention you're going to create. Anyone who changes, who acts differently, your hand is on the bottom, which means you are the weak one over here amongst the others. Rabbi Chazal tell us, a person's mind he should always be mixed together, compatible with the brios with other people. Do not rejoice amongst those that are crying. Don't cry amongst those that are rejoicing. You don't go to a funeral and you start cracking jokes like you're a stand-up comic. You don't go to a chasana and sit down in the middle of the dance floor and start crying over your loss. Do not sit amongst those that are standing. Do not stand amongst those that are sitting. Whatever is going on, you try to follow suit amongst them. What's the main principle? Whatever they do over there, you should do yourself. As long as there's no issa, there's no avera that is being committed. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be mevato, that you have to nullify yourself completely to what's going on over there. What it means is don't stand out. Don't do things that are unusual compared to other people there. Just try to find a way to kind of slip into the background that nobody notices anything different about you. Unfortunately, it happens many times amongst those that are amaratzim, those that are ignorant people that don't have the ruach, they don't have the fragrance of Torah and mitzvahs. When they go to a person who is sick to visit them, the people that are in the house of the sick person, they're in such anguish over the sickness of this fellow. And somebody comes in, he starts making jokes. He starts saying one-liners. He starts laughing, and he's very frivolous and lightheaded in the way that he speaks about things. There's a person lying in the throes of death. Everybody's so sad and so focused in, and there you are, crying, trying to crack jokes one after the other. Sometimes people go to a cemetery. Those relatives of the deceased are there. They're the worst type of avelos, of mourning. They're in pain, bitzar, in great pain, and they are busy in the kavura, in the burial. But those other people, they're busy eating and drinking and laughing and making fun and this kalas roj, lightheadedness. You serious? You're standing by a kever. You're standing by a grave, and what do? You're busy with your 64-ounce big gulp. You're busy eating a huge submarine sandwich. What are you doing over here? You're making jokes. The guy is being laid to rest over here. His wife, the widow, and his children, they're crying like babies. You're making jokes at a time like this? Says the Pele Yoetz, there are people that are so foolish, they make such mistakes. So too sometimes in a small city. In one side of the city, there's people that are crying. And they're wailing bitter tears over their pain. But on the other side, Mirim kol sasam and kol simcha. They're lifting up their voices in happiness and joy. Shalmereus v'aidalus simcha shel rishus. Not because there's a chasana, not because there's a wedding, there's a simcha, but rather it is a simcha shel rishus. It is just their own doing. They decided to go become lightheaded in the area of joy tonight. But these people, they don't understand how much a mistake they're making. They become like the thorns in the sides of those people that are mourning, the ones that are just making fun in light of everything. And they're like nettles in their sides of those that are in sorrow, that are in pain. They add more and more pain and suffering to them until they just gnash their teeth, which means, says the Pele Yoetz, if there's people that are mourning, you have to empathize. You have to be empathetic for them. You have to be understanding. This is not the time to rejoice and tell a person all about all the great, great things that they're doing, all the simchas that they have, all the brachas going on in their life. No, there's somebody who's suffering. You're going to try to make them feel better. What do? You're going to make them laugh? You're going to tell a joke? You're going to tell them about all your escapades and everything. Chas v'chalila. The person is in a state of not feeling good and being in mourning. And therefore says the Pele Yoetz, then he says, there is a very common statement that is in the mouths of many. Someone that has bad happening to him, they should cry. Someone that has good, they should rejoice. But it's not good. The Jewish people, you should have people that are crying and people that are laughing. How can we do such a thing? We are all brothers. One person, one body. Just like if a person got a wound in their leg, the whole body feels the pain. This is our obligation, and this is what makes us so beautiful. We all feel pain in our hearts from the pain that other Jews are going through. And we will rejoice if there's someone that is making a simcha. I'll go to my friend's chas and I'll dance with him like I never danced before. I'll go to his bris, I'll go to the kiddush, I'll go to the bar mitzvah, I'll go to the vort. I'll be so besimcha for them because we're all together in this. Nevertheless, even if his heart doesn't hurt, still show them that you are sad. Vitzar, and you have pain. If you go to someone who's in pain and suffering, even if you don't feel it in your own heart, at least show them on your face, oi, 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 must be so hard for you. Oi, I don't even know what to say. I'm so sorry. When you do that, says the Pele Yoetz, you're bringing them nechama, you're bringing them consolation and comfort because they see that you feel their pain. So if you had a simcha, you had a celebration, not the place that was, how many sorrows I have in my life. There's a chassan over here, he's dancing. There's a kala over there, she's dancing. The father of the chassan is so happy. The mother is so happy. The mother and the father of the kala, they're rejoicing, they're smiling. And you walk over and say, you should only know how much sorrow, how much pain I have. That's not the time and the place. When you're in a place where there's simcha, there's joy and pleasure and chedva and ultimate rejoicing, it's not the time. That's not the time for you to go into your depressed mode with all your complaints and all your pain. Rather, conceal your tsar, your pain. And rejoice with those that are happy. And if you don't have it in your heart, if you can't rejoice in your heart for this person, at least do it outwardly. This is the way of wise and understanding men, that they always can remove from themselves whatever pain they are in, and they can be in the moment for somebody else. And if they're happy, I'm going to be happy. If they're making a simcha, I'm going to be happy for them. So too, if I'm besimcha, and I see that there's other people that are really, really suffering, really in pain, I have to know how to go and be with them in their pain as well. This is one of the greatest juggling acts that a person has to do in this world. But if you do it in the right way, then you'll always be there for people's simchas, and you'll always be there for people in the times of need. All the best, and Mazel Tov on 254 days of the Pele Yoetz. In Yetz Hashem, we will continue moving forward in this magnificent Sefer. All the best.